Hi, America. My name is Michael, and I want to talk to you about, or try to reach out to some people that, they're at their end of their rope. They're tired, they're lonely, they're scared. I've been that way for many years, and instead of doing something stupid, I finally decided that I'm going to do something to help myself. I'm going to inpatient treatment, but before I go, I want to talk to the people out there that are hurting. I know there's a lot of lonely people, a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, a lot of wanting to give up. I thought nothing less than I wanted to commit suicide for a long, long time. And I stopped growing, in my early 30s. I moved to this area, to the Seattle area, Bellevue, Kirkland, and I met a wonderful woman, had a baby, had a house, four cars. I was living the American dream, and I run into a crooked lawyer, and that's where my life changed. This guy just blatantly screwed me. Uh, I'll go into the details. This guy is a crooked lawyer. I went through the Attorney General's office. I did some work with Herb Weisbaum on a video, and this guy settled with two guys I introduced him to in the first month for $15,000 each. And one of the guys called me the day he was picking his check up and said that I couldn't be found, and my address, phone number, nothing changed. And this guy, if he would have settled with all three of us at the same time, it would have been over. But 2 years later, he calls me up the morning of my arbitration hearing and demands $1,000 retainer, or that he couldn't represent me. And we had a little bit of 30-second conversation. Next thing I know, he says, "Oh, so I'm fired," and he hung up. He called the opposing counsel, all the expert witnesses, everybody, and said I'd fired him, which that's blatantly false. And subsequently, a year and a half, 2 years later, the guy was awarded $365,000, and he had another additional 8 to 10 other salespeople that he got money from them. So he probably made around $400,000, and I was fined $1,000. I had to represent myself, and that's where my life changed. I lost 5.5 years of sobriety. I lost my daughter and my fiance. I lost my self-esteem, my self-worth. Uh, Everything was just gone. And I swore that as soon as my mom passed away, I'd take this guy out. Let me make it real clear. I'm not going to harm anybody. That has finally passed. I have the ill will towards the guy, and I'm working my butt off to try to forgive him. Not him. I got to forgive myself for the way I've treated myself over these last year. I was a terrible father. My ex took off, and for 7 years I didn't know where my daughter was. And then when I got to see her, I wasn't prepared. I was, stuck. I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict, and a bad one. And over the years, I put together 3.5 years of sobriety again, and I got hit by a car at work, and I didn't know how significant that would be. It changed my total world again. So what I'm going to reach out to is the guys that, want to give up or want to do something stupid, to go out and hurt somebody. That's not the answer. That's a permanent solution for a temporary problem. If you hurt yourself, if you're in your head, I call those the silent screams. Nobody's listening. And the more you act out, the more you act up, the more you drink, the more you drug, you're thinking somebody's going to hear your silent screams, and it's not working. It doesn't work that way. Growing old's inevitable, growing up's optional. I got to grow up. And if there's any way I can help somebody, or if this message, I don't know if this is even working. Hell, I haven't sent a tweet. I haven't sent This, I think this was hooked up yesterday. It took damn near 9 hours. And so what I want to say to people is, don't give up. My dream is to get a motorhome and travel. And I'd like to take, people that are desperate, lonely, scared, get them out of their environment. You got to get out of your environment. So a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, whatever it takes, take a ride with me. I'm not going to fix you. But what I can do is listen. I can come from a place of wanting to die. I'd like to reach out to military guys. They're the best. Gals and guys. Anybody that wants to take a ride with me. Let's go. Get out of your environment. I've learned a long time ago, and I haven't done anything about it, but I know it's true. The only time I'm truly happy is when I'm helping somebody else. And I'm tired. Very, very tired. I've been in this apartment for the last 4 years. And there's maybe been 25 people in 4 years that come through my door. The last 10, 12 years, I've done everything alone. I've had a brief relationship, but it was, there was no intimacy to it. So, I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. So if I can help anybody, I think they got me a Twitter account. You can follow me at MikeSmart04. I'm going to check out. I'm going to take a road trip. I'm going to treatment. I'll be gone 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how long they last. I guess to try to maybe, look for the similarities, not the differences. All I do is live in this apartment and I watch cable news. And, I pass out and I come to. I don't know what it's like to wake up or fall asleep and wake up. I wake up sick. I drink. I get sick. After 2, I have to force a couple of beers down, and then I get sick. And then I'll force a couple down, and usually I get sick again, and I keep going. I've been going through 3 or 4 18-packs of 16-ounce cans of beer, Budweiser, every week. I go through half-ounce of pot. I quit smoking crack, cocaine, all that shit years ago. But I was strung out on it. I smoked crack for 8 years. I was shooting dope for 8 years. I've hit a bottom everywhere I've been. Until those young guys that, think that you got to go, get even with somebody, it doesn't work that way. When I was 13 or 14, we moved again. I was a new kid at school. And the school bully, his girlfriend, took a liking to me, and I didn't even know who the hell either one of them were. And I was scared to death. My parents were separated at the time, and I had to go, to school. I had no what to do. And if I would have had a gun at that time, I'd have taken it with me. And, I know how you guys are feeling. Scared, it doesn't justify hurting somebody else. I don't want to hurt anybody. It's just not in my nature. I've threatened people all my life. I've never followed through with one of them. And I got that from my mom and dad. And I'm saying all this now because, it scared me. My mom's got Alzheimer's, and she can't remember yesterday most of the time. My dad's got cancer real bad. He can't hardly walk. His knees are bad. I've spent the last 12 plus years alone at Thanksgiving and Christmas. My sister lives an hour and a half away, and sometimes it was 15 minutes away, and I've never been invited to her house. I've always been a second-class citizen, which my behavior has represented that. So, don't give up, guys, girls. People that eat too much. You gotta take care of yourself. You got to ask somebody for help, because what we're doing, or what I've been doing, doesn't work. You know, like I said, I call it the silent scream. You know, I'm miserable every day, hour after hour, week after week, month after month, has turned into 12 plus years. And I'm, like I said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, you know, if I can help in any way, I can. You know, going into the inpatient treatment for a while is not going to fix me. It's going to get me out of my environment. It's going to get me out of my head. It's going to get me out of my suicidal thoughts. It's about getting even with somebody. That lawyer, I know he's criminal. There's no doubt in my mind. And I've allowed him to run my life long enough. I guarantee you he's not thinking about me right now. But I think about him damn near every day. And enough is enough. So all my acting out, all my isolation, you know, I mean, I go to the movies by myself. I go to the fair by myself. The fair hates me. I'm one of those guys that can win at damn near everything I try. And I give all that stuff away to charity. So I do have a good heart. And one thing I'd like to read to you is, you know, resentments will kill you. You know, it's just a fact. Alcohol and drugs will kill you. That's just the bottom line. It just doesn't work. So, with your permission, it's called resentment. It is an attempt to make our failure palatable by explaining it in terms of unfair treatment, injustice, etc. But as salve for failure, resentment is a cure that is worse than disease. It is a deadly poison to the spirit, makes happiness impossible, uses up tremendous energy which could go into accomplishment. A vicious cycle is often set up. Resentment is also a way or an attempt to wipe out and eradicate a real or fancied wrong or injustice which has already happened. The resentful person is trying to prove his case before the court of life, so to speak. If he can feel resentful enough and thereby prove the injustice, some magic process will reward him by making it not so. The event or circumstances which cause the resentment. In this sense, resentment is a mental resistance to, a non-acceptance of, something that has already happened. Resentment is an emotional rehashing or refighting of some event of the past. You cannot win because you are attempting to do the impossible, change the past. Resentment, even when based on real injustices and wrong, is not a way to win. It soon becomes an emotional habit. Habitually feeling that you are a victim of injustice, you begin to picture yourself in the role of a victimized person. You carry around an inner feeling which is looking for an eternal peg to hang itself on. It is then easy to see evidence of injustice, or fancy you have been wronged by the most innocent remark or neutral circumstances. Habitual resentment is a habit anyone can develop. When these habits have become firmly encased, a person does not feel right or natural when they are absent. They literally begin to search and look for injustice. Someone has said that such people feel good only when they are miserable. That's me. Remember that your resentment is not caused by other persons, circumstances, or events. It is caused by our own emotional response, your own reaction. You alone have the power over this, and you can control it if you firmly convince yourself that resentment and self-pity are not the ways to happiness and success, but ways to defeat and unhappiness. Well, that's me in a nutshell. You know, I woke up sick a couple days ago, and I saw that Nelson Mandela had passed away. And I don't know if he coined the phrase or not, but I've known it for years. You know, I've been drinking poison, hoping somebody else would get sick or die. You know, I'm the only one that's hurting. We're the only ones that hurt. So if anybody wants to take a road trip, you know, I don't know how that's going to look. You know, if anybody wants to support it, great. You know, if it's just a pipe dream on my behalf, so be it. But something else I've been, like I said, doing while I've been sitting in this apartment is I've been watching a lot of cable news. I started out with CNN, MSNBC, and they were picking on George Bush too much. So I started searching around, and then I bought Fox News, and there you go. Don't discredit what I'm trying to do here. But what's going on is I don't even watch MSNBC. Haven't watched them for a couple of years. I mean, they're just too far left. They don't tell the truth. CNN is about 80% of the truth. ABC, NBC, CBS. I mean, they're criminal in the way they've covered this President Obama. He would not have been elected, in my opinion, if it wasn't for the media, or if it wasn't for the unions, or if it wasn't for, his Chicago tactics. He started lying to us before his second term. I mean, I was all for him the first time around. I thought he was going to be hope and change. But he told us right to our face that he's going to systematically transform America, and he is doing that in the wrong direction. The media is allowing him to do it. Just recently he got caught lying about his uncle. That was before the new election. He didn't want a scandal back then. The Benghazi tragedy happened. And where was he? Where were you, Obama? Where's Bill Maher? You chewed out George Bush for 7-minute delay. Obama still hasn't told us where he was. We know it was happening. They were watching it happen. And he got on a plane and went to Las Vegas for a charity, or a fundraiser. I think he ought to take all that money and give it to the 4 victims of Benghazi and their families. If that would have came out, he didn't want a war. He couldn't afford to be a peace president having a war at that time. And where was Hillary? She still hasn't answered any questions. So that alone, Hillary, in my opinion, I just say, give up your presidency. Because I don't want you answering the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning. You didn't help our people in Benghazi. So I don't want you or Obama answering the phone anymore. Obama is ruining our country. He's telling you. Just recently he said that the only way things get done is by one rule, one government. He don't want democracy. He wants Democrats and him running the country. In my opinion, I think he wants to run the country for 3, 4, and 5 terms. He wants to be like Venezuela, Cuba. Just look at what he told the past president of Russia, that he's going to have more leverage or leeway when he's reelected. And that's coming true. I mean, look at the red line. He's colorblind. He struck a red line. He didn't honor it. So Assad's still killing people. Now they're getting rid of the chemicals that were probably bought from Russia. That's all. No, I ain't buying it. And then you think of all the other things. The NSA, IRS. Oh, Lois Lerner, you're a criminal. Good God. You need to tell the truth. Because you can't live with it. Obama can't fire anybody because they all know where the bodies are buried. He acts like he doesn't know about any of these things. Well, if he doesn't, he's incompetent. But folks, he's a constitutional lawyer. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows about everything that's happened. But he'd have to take responsibility for them. With that being said, I used to make notes, and hell, I'm just going to throw it out there. Maybe it's some water cooler information. It won't take long. I started out with, I wanted a website that'll tell you about procrastination. I've been wanting to do this for years. And First thing I was going to do is, back when Pelosi was running the House, I had a little idea about a T-shirt that says President equals Nancy Pelosi, Vice President equals Harry Reid, Speaker of the House equals SEIU, or the unions, Obama teleprompter puppet, Biden who cares. And another one, I'm not going to give up all my ideas of a T-shirt because I have a domain, but like I said, I don't have a website. And that's crookedgov t-shirts-blog. Maybe I can get somebody to help me out with that. And maybe somebody will help me write a book. At least it's going to be the damn truth. Everything I'm telling you now is as God honest truth as I can get. And another idea is term limits for all in Congress. They get too powerful. They get to know where the bodies are buried. They know how to intimidate people. And 4 years is long enough. So I don't think the Senate needs 6 years. Give a shout out to Patty Murray. I saw a deal a couple years about her talking about, oh, I love Obamacare. I helped write it. Well, live with that. Good thing you got reelected. You won't again. And if Mr. Obama is not on a teleprompter, he usually puts his foot in his mouth. About the police years ago. Then about Trayvon. That was a tragedy. I don't want to go there. So let's see here. It's the media will finally eat crow when the truth of Obamacare finally comes out. Now they're tripping over themselves. I mean, they're literally tripping over themselves to try to figure out a new way of spinning this crap. So I guess in a court of law, you lie once, you have 0 credit. Susan Rice, you lied 5 times. You have 0 credit. Why are you our ambassador? It's just unfathomable that you got that job. Another idea I had for a T-shirt is in cartoon fashion. You have President Obama bending over, looking over his shoulder, with his pants down, big ol' ass, big shit-eating grin on his face, and have the media kissing his ass. ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, MSNBC. They're tripping over themselves to support this guy. So have fun with that. I used to watch The View all the time until they got so political and too far left. Have a picture of them kissing his ass, because they do. I think Mr. Obama makes his decisions on polls, not leadership. It's on ideology, not the American way. So where's Eric Holder been? He hadn't been in the news. The death of Terry, on border agent. Still have no answers there. We have no answers on Benghazi. We have no answers on anything. That'll come up later. So something that nobody's talking about, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. The unions are ruining our education system. They served a purpose back in their day, and if they're actually helping people get better wages, then why in the hell do they need a $63 waiver? And why do they need special treatment for this Obamacare fiasco? Everybody should get in it. More on that in short. And we need to be able to fire our senators, or congressmen. You know, they can get away with anything. So there needs to be accountability there. We need to do that with our teachers. There needs to be accountability there. Our teachers need to start getting fit. Because if you're growing up and you look at your teacher and she's heavy or fat, and you're on the way to being that, you know, your teacher's successful, so if she can be fat, why can't I? So they have no incentive to get in shape. So with this Obamacare fiasco coming, you better, because you're not going to have health care. I guarantee you it ain't about health care. It's on why we're lifting sanctions on Iran when their sanctions were working. I mean, it doesn't work. To lighten the load, put more pressure on them so they come to the table. Now we're giving in. We gave in to Syria. We're giving in. I mean, we got Putin negotiating for the United States. I mean, good God. It's just unacceptable for them to have a nuclear bomb. And do you really trust Obama to do anything about that? I don't. And the media keeps thinking, you know, even Fox, everybody keeps thinking that Obama is going to come to the table to negotiate. He ain't coming to the table. He hasn't in 5 years. Everything about America has changed, and it hasn't been for the better. The only thing he's done is he got a bin Laden, and look at the photo op they did for that. They had real-time video of what was going on. They have real-time video of what's going on in Benghazi. They knew that they couldn't afford that kind of deal right before election. And then, like, again. Another idea, like I said, term limits for everybody in Congress. And if it's a Democrat run, they need to have a couple Republican aides in there to get a balance. So you're not just, you know, drinking the tea. Same for Republicans. Obama's a part-time president. You know, he wants a part-time America. You know, these fast food chains, you know, they were designed for kids to learn how to work, have a work ethic. And the way Obama is destroying this economy and there's no jobs, people are coming, they have to go to these jobs. It's the only thing that's available. And there's not enough money to pay the household, but that's not how it's supposed to work. You know, if these people get $15 an hour, what they're asking for, you know, it's just going to break the economy. That's what Obama wants. He wants the economy broke so he can be a ruler, not a president. So I wrote, if Obama gets his way with health care, he will destroy America and the American way. Because of Obama, this is no longer the land of opportunity, now the land of government and free stuff for the uneducated. And once again, I keep writing this lame street media. You know, you should be ashamed of your damn selves. You just got to be ashamed. You just don't tell the truth anymore. And, you know, Democrats, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. You now have to live with Obamacare, because when you and your friends start having to go on Obamacare, you're not going to like it. So, if you get caught lying, like Obama, Susan Rice, Barbara Boxer, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Hillary, in a court of law, like I said, you know, you have no credibility left. Get out of the game. And, okay. Obama said he keeps talking about helping the middle class. The only people that are they're getting screwed is the middle class, because they were the people actually paying for their insurance. They liked what they had. Now you're taking that away from them. You're giving it to the people that weren't paying for their insurance. And the money that this damn website's costing, you could have gave it to the 30 or 40 uninsured, put them in a health savings account. You know, There's more better ways of doing what you're doing, Mr. Obama. What you're doing is not working. You know, you've got the apology tour when you first took office. Then you talked about transformation of America, Benghazi, IRS, NSA, Obamacare. You know, then you gotta come clean on this stuff. You know, it's gonna eat you alive. Bottom line. That's been my experience. And you know, who's in charge? If you're not in charge, you know they say they are to fire Kathleen Sebelius. No, that ain't gonna do any good. It's the people under her that should be getting fired. But Obama's hiring too big of companies with too many lawyers that they can't do anything about it anymore. Okay, everyone Obama. Oh, it's more about Obama wanting to be a dictator. He never, you know, never let a good crisis go to waste. Rahm Emanuel, I believe, coined that phrase. That's how Obama governs. Watch me now, why I mislead you. 2 weeks, he's always 2 weeks ahead of us, or in this case, he's years ahead of our thinking. He never takes, Mr. Obama, never takes responsibility for anything. Unless it's a pat on, if he gets a pat on the back, he'll take it. Anything negative, he's not responsible. That's just not right. America, wake up. Millennials, wake up. This ain't about health care. This ain't about insurance. This is about breaking the backs of the American people. Bankrupting America. You know, they want to keep us in Afghanistan for 10 more years. That's just more money. If we closed down all that crap and secured our borders with all that money, nobody could come in or out unless we wanted them in or out. And, you know, to allow asylum for his uncle, no. They want to deport this family from Germany. Hell, they look like a Christmas card. They look like great parents. They just want to homeschool their kids. So let those people stay. You know, and I'm not going there. If it wasn't for this website problem with Obamacare, you know, it's bringing out all the warts of it. You know, Obama used to say, Obamacare, I like that, named after me. Now he wants to change the name. You know the old saying, you know, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. It's a pig. It'll be, I guarantee it's coming. I've been watching this crap for 10 years. And I've been pretty right all along. Even Obama, Mr. Obama, you know, I don't have respect for you at all. Absolutely none. Been watching too long. Been watching your behavior. I have respect for the office, for the House, the Senate, not too much the judiciary. I don't like lawyers. But he will have to save face. He's going to have to give in. But he's laid down a law that he's not going to. So that tells me that if he's not going to give in, he wants to be a ruler, a dictator. Obama wants oppression. He wants to lead for years. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, and boy, I used to watch Oprah. I watched you for years, probably 20, 25, 20 years at least. And for you to make a comment, to bring race into the White House, thinking, you need to be supporting people, not being divisive. I'm sure all your viewers weren't all racist. You made $1 billion from us. Give us some more credit. We elected a black president. We're not racist. You know, if we were racist, we wouldn't be watching football, basketball, or baseball. You know, a good majority are black or Latino or Cuban. People don't give a shit. They don't care about skin color. They enjoy sports because these guys are good. Some of them, most of them. We're not a racist country, but we're becoming one because you and the skinny-headed dude, it'll come to me. Be supportive, Oprah. Don't be divisive. Don't call us racist. We're not. Oh yeah, and that red line thing again. Oh, here's probably the most important part I got, in my opinion. Back when we were coming up to this recent government shutdown, the Republicans were coming up with ideas, but Harry Reid would not let them come to the table. That's the bottom line. They had plans. Obama wasn't having it. Pelosi and Harry Reid weren't having it. Now you can change my deal around. Harry Reid's the president, Pelosi's vice president, still the union speakers of the House, and teleprompter puppet. But, and if Republicans would have had stood with Ted Cruz, I mean the old guard, which that's why term limits need to be there. There's too much cronyism going on. If they would have took a stand at that particular moment and said, all right, we got to do something for the American people. This ain't about our jobs. This ain't about our futures. It's about the future of America. If they would have stood and represented the people and not represented their money or their status quo, things would have changed. You got an opportunity coming up with this new budget. I understand that Patty Murray is involved in that. She wrote Obamacare, so get her the hell out. You got to take a stand. And the last thing you should be doing is taking defense money out of the budget. Closing commissaries, my God. These people are dying for us. Their limbs are being blown off for us. And you're wanting to take their pay away from them? This is how government works. Just look at the healthcare system in the FDA, not the FDA. I'll get them the hell out of here too. But you got to get rid of the way they take care of our veterans, the backlog. They should be the people getting the most help. I mean, that's just criminal. Mr. Obama, you're sending these people to war. You need to take care of them. And there again, any of you guys out there that are struggling, please, let's take a road trip. Get the hell out of your head. If you want to go fishing, we'll go fishing. If you want to drive a race car, we'll go to the petty racing school. I mean, we can go anywhere you want to go. But you got to get out of your head. I'm about done. But I'd never forgive myself. I've been thinking about doing this for 3 months, and quite frankly, it's kept me alive. And if I'm in treatment thinking that I didn't do this, I just chickened out again. I'm not a chicken. I want to live. I want to help people. I don't want to be a victim anymore. There's no victims, they're just volunteers. Again, the world's laughing at us. I mean, we can't even build a website. They got to be laughing at us like this cyber warfare. I mean, if you can't build a website in 3 years, and the last I heard was 700 million, going up to $1 trillion, where's the accountability for that? All that money could have been put in health savings accounts. It could have changed the world. And people see the whole Obama administration as corrupt. If I look at the same kind of behavior anywhere else in the world, I would see it as corrupt. And Obama's doing it right to our face, because uninformed elected people, you're voting for him and you don't know what his policies are or his ideology. I got all kinds of notes, but some of them I just don't think. But we're getting to some of the nuts and bolts. So as far as the left, If you're in the Screen Actors Guild and make $250,000, you're automatically in Obamacare, and make it illegal to hire a private doctor. And if you have a signed contract to meet a music deal, same applies. All these people should run for Congress and help change the laws instead of polluting young minds. If you make over $1 million on a movie or a record deal, you get taxed 10% extra. You know, what you're doing is not hard labor. I mean, you're making millions. You need to give back, not cut down people. I mean, the last thing I saw, it's a joke. Oh, what's her name? Gave 10% to charity. She had to sell them. Oh, wish I remember her name. Married to Kanye West. Oh, Kim Kardashian. You ought to be ashamed giving 10%. I mean, you've got millions. And, oh, man. You know, Mr. Obama's always 2 moves ahead of everyone. A crisis happens, media covers it up for him, then comes another one. You know, it goes back to Benghazi, it goes back to Syria, Putin, Iran. He's not a leader. You know, he's a whiner-in-chief, complainer-in-chief, partier-in-chief. He can throw a good party while our servicemen are dying. And, you know, the health care is going to change dramatically. And he says it's, you know, for the uninsured, bullshit. Sorry for that. Try not to discuss it all. The USA is a business run by capitalism. That's where the money comes from, not from the government. Government doesn't build a damn thing. They take and they give. Look at the billions they spent on these Obama phones. And look at all the people now on food stamps. That's not the American dream. This is not a welfare state. That's what he wants. Trust me. Just for fun. You know, an idea, a novelty. You know, put a hole in a milk carton and let your kids drink it. It spills out on them, or your husband or your wife. Take a video, upload that, have some fun. Why would any kid want to lose weight when all our problems and teachers are obese or fat? You know, our politicians need to be an example. Start losing some weight. One thing for sportsmanship. You know, these football players, they're wanting to take each other's heads off. Why don't you meet at the middle of the field before a game? Like they do. You know, walk up and down, look at each other. See that there's a human being. You know, no more dirty playing. That's crap. Alright, here comes the big one. Now watching, Greg Gutfeld on The Five, great show on Fox News. Everybody there. Bob, love you. Just got to get more prepared. Everybody else is. And Greg's got a deal where, you know, ban word, disingenuous. Get rid of that. Just get rid of that. It's a lie. This whole administration's a lie. They're talking about 1/3 of the people don't trust other people nowadays. It's because of, I believe, Mr. Obama and administration. They lie, outright lie, and they change the words to bullcrap, and the media allows them to. The media allows them to change the meaning of what they're saying. And these people on the left, he meant to say this. Oh, bullshit. How do you know what he meant to say? He said it. It's there. To me, they have nowhere else to go. This lie and getting away with it is like Bill Clinton moment. It is. Obama's lies about you can keep your health care. He knew that back in 2010. He knew what was coming. He blatantly lied. When you say period, it's over. No disputing it. Democrats are falling all over themselves trying to figure this one out. So are the media. It ain't working. So give it up. Let's get back to America. Let's get back. I don't know, but I don't think that he's a Christian, Mr. Obama. Or he would be doing something about all of the massacre around the world of Christians. You know, they want to do away. I'm surprised they even had a Christmas tree. You know, a lot of people are going to talk about this one. I don't even know if this is working, so I'm just doing it because I'm going away. But I think he's a Muslim. You know, he grew up that way. He treats Muslims in this country better than he treats Christians. That's just, look up the facts. Media, if you really want to be a reporter, start doing some research. I used to watch Glenn Beck once in a while. Ah, hell, I watched him all the time. That's not where I got my ideas. But he had a red phone that Obama never called, never questioned anything he was saying, because his people did the research. They did the truth. If the millennials want to know the truth about what's coming at you, go back and do a little research on what Glenn Beck had to say. I know you're going to discard that. I don't care. My God, I've been on here 46 minutes. I thought I'd be over. I don't know if YouTube will even let this go on and don't really care. Same show with Obama either closes the border or let the family from Germany stay. Or, he don't want to close the border. Look at all the lawyers he just hired. I heard dozens and dozens of immigration lawyers to change the rules. The sequester, what the Congress did to where it's a 51 vote. You got 3 far left people coming in. I mean, they're going to rewrite history. He's a constitutional lawyer. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's not going to he's got 3 years to tear us down. And if the Republicans, well, I think it's too even slow. If they get in, they will make 2014. There's no doubt. Democrats are done. But Obama has put in place what they can't undo. It's going to take an act of Congress. Because these dozens and dozens of lawyers, they're there. They're rooted in. They're not going anywhere. Look that up. I would sign up for Obamacare. Thankfully, right now I got Medicare, and I can't complain. Over the years, it's helped. But I wouldn't do it unless there's a photo up with Mr. Obama, his wife, his kids, signing up for Obamacare. Yeah, we pay their insurance. But if the Republicans, Democrats, unions, if they don't sign up for Obamacare, I would sign up for it either. I'd send your bills when you have to go to the hospital, send them to the White House. He promised you could have your insurance. He promised you could keep your doctor. He's a lion. So, these people that are growing up, the far left, their kids are growing up. They're the ones that are changing the way America runs itself. This war on Christmas. They're just nuts that are growing up. Look how young they are. But one person complains and it changes it for everybody. That's not the American way. These people just need to live their lives. Just let people live. Freedom all around. O'Reilly, you keep giving Obama, you wait for the facts, which is good. All Fox News, they do have their little slant to where they don't say the whole truth, but they're at least 90% accurate, in my opinion. The rest of them, you're 50%, and then lower. MSNBC, I don't even watch you, not even for entertainment. Again, Susan Rice lied 5 times. Why would you have a woman in her position when the people that she's over Eastern Europe talking to, they don't respect their own women? So why do you think they're going to respect her? You know, they know she's a liar. Oh, Hillary, I'd give up running for president. Your big Benghazi fiasco, I mean, you didn't do a damn thing, in my opinion, while you were Secretary of State. Just, no. The way you treated those people in Benghazi, where were you? Where were you, Obama? Where the hell were you when those people were being murdered? That's not how America reacts. You didn't want a war, or you didn't want conflict before being reelected. And if the Obama administration is spying and listening to phone, emails, and all communication, what's to stop him from blackmailing people? That's serious stuff. That our Congress, you start blackmailing those guys, yeah, too many buried bodies in there. So Obamacare is not about insurance for 30 million uninsured. Take the money from the failed website and put that money in health savings accounts. Sell insurance across state lines. Get rid of union bailouts, corporate subsidies. You get rid of those, I'll sign up. This is not about insurance of health care. It's about Obama ruling America. Follow what he's doing. We have no standing in the world. They fear us not. We are vulnerable with security. Hell, he can't even build a website. These are just distractions. He's doing exactly what he said, transform American. He slips up from time to time, and he wants and said it, one government rule. That's why he's bankrupting America and dividing us. Wait till the Fed stop printing money and a crisis is coming to change. Something's coming to change the talk about health care. Look out, America. Something's got to happen, another crisis. Don't give up on this health care. I don't think you will, because that's actually your money. You're probably grateful that I'm done. What happened to Mr. Obama? What happened to a verbal contract? When I was growing up, a handshake was a verbal contract. Your word was a verbal contract. You have broken those. Nobody trusts you anymore. Oh, by the way, Oprah used to send you all kinds of crap. I was going to cut my hair off on your show. Let a little guy that had cancer back then actually cut it off. And that's another deal, but I still will. If there's somebody that would want to make a wig out of this damn hair, you can have it. Like I said, I'd like to shout out to Adrian at Geekatoo. If you guys need help, he's in North Carolina. Geekatoo. Nice guy. He helped me out for free. So, I guess that's it. I don't want to die. I want to get back in my daughter's life. I haven't been a very good father. I've been a drunk. I don't want to do that anymore. So I don't know if I said Twitter, MikeSmart04, Facebook, Mike.Smart04@gmail.com. Like I said, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. But at least I did it. At least I did it. And the most important is the people out there that are hurting. If you're alone, your silent screams are being heard. You need to act. You gotta act. I've got all these great intentions, and without following through with them, they go nowhere. It just sets you up in your head to be a failure. Trying to think of you can't act your way into right thinking. Or you can't think your way into the right action. You got to act your way into the right thinking. So get busy, America. Get busy. Help others. It's going to be a tough Christmas this year for a lot of people. Understand that and help them. And with that, hell, I don't even know how to turn this thing off. So I'll see. I love you, Alex. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad, Jeff, Tian, Sandra, and my sisters, and their kids. At least I'll be alive. I'm going to treatment. Oh, the reason I'm bringing up going to treatment is, yeah, it's over Christmas. But at least I won't be alone. You know, I went and got baptized Thanksgiving Eve, and I did that alone. I didn't get much out of it because I still came home to me, to my misery. And it just gave me these excuses to drink, smoke pot. I can't get drunk enough. My body just doesn't accept it anymore. And if you're out there struggling, get help. Please get help. So let's see, what do we do here? Stop recording, it says. All right. Take care, America. Take care. God bless us all.